is one of the best college. NIET has placed and made a record placement of 1,700 people.
But one.
Hello everyone, I welcome you all to today's webinar on topic Introduction to Cloud. I hope everyone is doing great. My name is Dr. Priyanka Chandani from Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology. It is one of the premier engineering and management institutes of Uttar Pradesh, and I'm very proud to say that it is the only institute in UP to be recognized by all 4 ranking and accrediting government organizations. 6 program NB accredited, NAC A grade, NIRF ranked in the band of 200 to 250, as well as top 15 innovation under ARIIA 2020 ranking. It is the first private institute to get autonomous status in Uttar Pradesh as well. So dear participants, you all are a part of webinar series titled Career Series 2020 happening at NIT during this month. The aim of this series is to facilitate students to plan their career aspirations and goal in the light of current happenings. Whenever you have any question, you can write in the chat box and we'll be addressing the questions towards the end of the session. And also, I would like to update you that this session is being live streamed on YouTube and Facebook, and we have audience on social platform as well. So I welcome you all on behalf of NIT. Now I'm pleased to introduce our today's speaker, Mr. Chirag Oswal, Solutions Architect, Amazon. Mr. Chirag Oswal is a Solutions Architect and AR/VR Specialist in Public Sector team at Amazon Internet Services Private Limited. He has completed his BE Computer Science from Mumbai University and MS in Information Systems from Northeastern University, Boston, US. He works with AWS customers to help them with the adoption of AWS Cloud Operating Model on a large scale and provides them with architectural guidance for building scalable architecture. So dear participants, again, this is an opportunity to widen your knowledge, and if possibly your passion resides here, then nurture your growth plan in accordance. I'm very sure that participants are really excited to hear and get introduced to cloud. So without any delay, we can start with the session. Over to you, Mr. Chirag. Mr. Chirag, please unmute yourself.
Hello everyone, this is Chirag here. Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am, for introducing me. Thank you everyone for taking out time today for this webinar. Before jumping into this course, I would like to give you a short story of myself, right? How did I actually introduced into this cloud computing world? I myself was kind of a 12+4. After 12th, you take like a 4-year degree program. I took a degree program from Mumbai University in computer engineering, and then I was not very sure what to do. And then I went to the masters, did my masters in information system, which was more of a software engineering. After doing a couple of years of job in software engineering, I thought I want to change my domain. I went into cloud computing. So the reason of saying this is you are getting a platform by NIET saying that you're getting a cloud computing platform where you can start your career. I actually did a whole cycle of 6 years, I can say, like 2 years and 4 years, coming back 2 years of job, and then shifting to the cloud computing with Amazon. But you can actually cut that path, okay, and actually get into this cloud computing program and get yourself into a right career directional path, I would say. And why so? Because today more than 90% of the companies are on cloud. Look at this pandemic, right? What COVID-19 has actually taught us. It was said that India would have taken at least 7 to 8 years to get into this digital transformation. Okay, but because of this COVID-19, we have shifted, or we have actually fast-tracked ourselves 7 to 8 years before, right? You take online classes, virtual classrooms, your virtual labs, everything is on cloud based. You talk about biggest companies in India, you talk about Byju's, it's on AWS. You talk about Netflix, it's on AWS. You talk about Hotstar, it's on AWS. You talk about Sony Live, you talk about ZTV, right? You talk about Unacademy, you talk about Simply Learn. I can give you many different things. You have heard about Arogya Setu app, right? It's the most popular app in the entire world, the fastest one to get 100 million downloads within a month, entirely built on AWS. So looking at those kind of phenomenons, right, where you will get an opportunity to actually discover yourself, to learn something at the edge of the technology. And this is the reason cloud computing is so very important, right? Other than your recommended academics, other than your rest of the subjects is as equally important, but I think cloud computing is gonna go very far, right? So I'll quickly share my screen for you, and we'll start with the presentation. Okay. I'll do. Okay. I did a jump here. Just give me a minute, guys. Okay, I think this is good. I hope you can see my screen. I've shared it. Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So I'll give you a background of how the traditional environment works. When I say traditional environment, what happened before cloud computing came into the picture, or how many of the companies still which are not on the cloud, how are they operating currently? What are the challenges they are facing, and why you should move to the cloud? Okay. And apart from that, I'll be talking about why you should particularly select Amazon Web Services. Just looking at your career path, right? What it can have a career impact on you, and how you can grow professionally. Okay. So as I said, I'm Chirag Oswal. I'm the solutions architect at Amazon Web Services. I'll give you a brief discussion about Amazon Web Services as well. But what I currently do is I work with the education customers in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Goa, and I help them build their solution on cloud. It can be any solution, maybe a simple website development, okay, maybe a storage, or maybe doing artificial intelligence and machine learning, right? Across these domains, I help them deploy their solutions on the cloud. This is my a short background. So what is Amazon Web Services, and what is this cloud computing business all about? So many people doesn't know Amazon Web Services. All of us know what is Amazon. Amazon is a retail company, right, where we go and shop for things, maybe some shoes or products or the cosmetics or XYZs, right? So Amazon.com, everyone knows, is a consumer and seller business. But what is this Amazon Web Services exactly? So this is nothing but we provide IT infrastructure at a very cheap prices, right? So that any business, even it is a startup or enterprise, they can actually uh, get leverage of this very cheap IT infrastructure services, and actually start their business and grow, right? This is very inexpensive, and you can literally start from minimum dollars as well. Okay. So before giving you an introduction of just hold on.
It's fine now. We can hear you.
Hello, Priyanka ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm sorry, there was a network fluctuation out here at my home. Okay,
Okay,
so I'll
not
quickly
a
share my screen
problem.
again. I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah. No, no, it's okay.
Okay, sharing my screen again. Let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes, it's visible now.
Okay. Okay, so coming back to how the traditional environment work exactly. So suppose if you want to buy a laptop, right? When we buy a laptop, what we think like a laptop should be running for next, 5 to 7 years. We do not actually buy a laptop with a storage of say 100 gigs, correct? We would buy a laptop with a storage of maybe 1 terabyte or two terabyte, looking at our business needs. Maybe we want to download movies or maybe we want to play games, right? We would buy a RAM with say 8 gigs of RAM or 16 gigs of RAM. Though we are not going to use it from day one, but we still buy it. So we are doing nothing but over provisioning it, right? Maybe we are going to use this after a year, 2 year, or 3 year, but for the first, second, third year, you're actually paying more for your laptops, right? So this is how the traditional environment works. Even the large businesses, you talk about all the universities or IT companies, they did the same thing. They actually bought the infrastructure, the servers, keeping in mind the 10-year long program. Okay, so that they don't have to procure this again and again. So it is a very time consuming process. Why? Because you have to take many approvals. Like if you want to buy a laptop or a mobile, you have to take approval from your parents, right? Before you buy it. Similarly, when you actually, the IT companies, when they buy this infrastructure, like very huge servers or many different servers, they actually take approvals from their top management. So it is a very time consuming process, number one. Number two, you have to actually pay more. That means you're over provisioning it. That's number two. Number three, it takes a long time to set it up. Because if you're setting up the entire servers in your rooms, or maybe when you first bring your computer, a desktop computer, it takes a bit of time. Imagine companies setting up thousands of servers. It takes so much of time, right? So to remove all those challenges, Amazon came up with some technology saying, how can we actually eliminate these challenges and how can we provide our users, our consumers, the customers with very easy to go, easy to procure, easy to deploy solutions, right? And that is what Amazon Web Services is all about. Amazon Web Services is nothing but it provides you all the IT infrastructures um, to actually build your business. Okay, I'll go into more examples of Amazon Web Services. But today, what are we going to look at is what it exactly is AWS, a bit of cloud computing, some success stories, and what are the cloud myths? Cloud myths like, is cloud secure? Is my data going to get lost? What will happen, if your server goes down, and things like that. So, so these were some of the challenges, right, which I mentioned. Like, if you want to say, suppose the storage, right? Many people think about this cloud as a storage. What you think is cloud is nothing but storage, like the Apple storage or the Dropbox storage, right? But cloud is just not storage, but it is more than that. What exactly is that? So consider your laptop. What your laptop has? Your laptop has a CPU, it has a RAM, and it has a storage. Similarly, there can be many huge servers out there which company needs to deploy their solution, to run their solution. For example, Hotstar, right? When you look at the IPL streaming, Hotstar has achieved some 25 million concurrent users. That means they need those many servers so that we can view or we can watch the IPL live streaming. How does it happens? Like, how does it happens automatically? Maybe in minutes, right? So that is the reason they came to cloud computing, and said, okay, we need to quickly deploy, we need to actually scale, we need to have an elastic environment where we can go up and down in terms of server capacity, right? So the first point what it says is elastic capacity, right? Suppose today you just have a need for a very small system, you can actually buy that small system. Tomorrow, when your need goes up, maybe say from 8 gigs of RAM, you want 12 gigs of RAM, you can easily add 4 more gigs of RAM. So that is elastic capacity. Maybe after a month or so, you think your business is going down and you don't need 12 gigs of RAM, you can easily detach that extra 4 gigs of RAM. So that is elastic capacity. Whenever and wherever you need, you can actually add or shrink the capacity, right? That is one. Second is quick and easy deployment. So in cloud computing, what you don't want the servers to be attached in your physical room or your physical facility, right? You want something quick, like in one button click, or maybe with one code line, right? Where you can actually deploy your server, start a website. So that can happen in cloud computing. Two. Third, suppose if you want to buy your servers, you'll actually have to have an infrastructure, right? You need to have a big warehouses, put all your servers, do networking, cabling, cooling, have an security guard so that it protects your infrastructure. And that is the biggest capital expense, okay, or an initial investment. So with cloud computing, because everything is virtual, you don't need to pay for that. Now you can use that money for your business purpose, right? That is three. Fourth, pay as you go. What do I mean by that? That means today, if I'm using just 100 MB of my storage, I would be just paying 100 MB. After a month, if I'm paying 1 TB of storage, I'll be just paying 1 TB. So basically, whatever I'm using, I'm going to pay. One of the really good example for that is the electricity switches, right? Suppose if you need to turn on your light, maybe after 7 p.m., you would just click on the electric switch button and the light turns on. But if you want to switch it off, you switch it off. So that means you're just paying for what you're using. Similarly, in cloud computing, you would pay for what you use. If you're using a server for 2 hours, you'll just get a bill for 2 hours, right? So that is number four. And automation and reusable components. This is something which is very, very important in IT industry, because you do not have to actually start again and again if you want to actually build new products. So automation and reusable components is very, very important. So as I said about elastic capacity, right? Scaling up and down in minutes. So to give you one really good example about this is I'll again take an example of Hotstar, right? Right now, Hotstar may be operating at 10 servers or 15 servers or 20 servers, right? Because there is not much of IPL traction right now. But once the IPL starts, their viewership goes up, right? So they want something so that their servers actually spins up or actually keeps running automatically or getting added automatically. Okay, but when the IPL after 3 hours or 4 hours, the games gets over, they want that to go down. Okay, so that is the reason you want that scaling to happen up and down. Okay, so that is very important in this cloud computing world. If you are in a traditional IT capacity, as I said, you would actually provision it for like 10 years, and you would have like a server like really huge with really a lot of the data storage or the servers or the RAMs or the CPUs inside it. Again, if you have a business, maybe like Amazon.com or maybe an e-commerce business, you cannot predict your peaks, right? Then if there is a sale you have defined, then there would be a huge traffic in your business websites, right? Sometimes at the nights, the traffic is really, really low because everyone is sleeping. So how do you actually guess those capacities? So with cloud computing, you can actually achieve those things. Like whenever there is a peak, your server goes up. Whenever there is a downfall, your server goes down. So that is another thing which you can achieve with cloud computing. So I talked about Elastic. I'll go next to more of quick and easy deployment. Why do you need a quick and easy deployment, right? Suppose you're developing a mobile application, right? Now, if you want to develop a mobile application, you'll have to test it out on different platforms, right? So for Android, you would have to test it out maybe on Samsung app, on Samsung mobiles, or maybe some different mobiles like Vivo or something else, right? Uh, how do you do that? Either you actually go and buy those hardwares, all those different mobiles, or you need a system in cloud where you can actually have different emulators where you can test it out. So cloud computing or cloud is just nothing about storage, but it is more than a storage, as I said, right? It has servers, it has all these mobile applications as well where you can test it out. Okay, it has all the machine learning applications as well where you can do different kinds of machine learnings on it. Okay, so these are the things which you need, where you do not have to spend time on writing a code or setting it up or actually buying something. It is very easy. You just go on this cloud computing platform on AWS and you buy, whatever you need, or you provision it, you pay for whatever you're using, and then you delete it. So that is the reason you need a quick and easy deployment so that you can do a research and development on your business and start quickly. As I said, there should be no initial or no capex. So if you go with the cloud computing, you do not need a big rooms. You can just have a laptop and start doing with an internet. There is no upfront fees. There is no contracts. There is no commitments, and everything is clear. The pricings are not hidden. Everything is there on the websites and on the public domain. So basically you do not need anything. I have seen customers starting their businesses in just less than 10,000 rupees as well. So if you want to start your websites, right, maybe you're selling something, maybe some grocery store website, maybe a website like Swiggy or something, uh, this you can start with less than 10,000 rupees and you can actually start your business. So it is that easy to actually start your business and then scale it as and when you need, and then pay as you go. As I said, you need something which you pay for what you use. You do not want to pay for what you're not using. So suppose today you buy a mobile, right? When you buy a mobile, what do you think? You think, okay, I want maybe 256 GB of storage, maybe when you buy an Apple iPhone, right? But are you going to use that 256 GB of storage today? I don't think so. You would be using over a month, right? Or maybe over the years, but you are paying from day one. So at cloud or at AWS, we give you that capability that whatever you're using today, you're just going to pay for that. So suppose today you use only 1 gig, you would be charged only 1 gig. Tomorrow you can increase that, and increases automatically. You do not have to call AWS, or you do not have to write some emails or letters to AWS saying, hey, I want to increase it. No, it increases automatically. So it is elastic, basically. So you need those, right? Whenever you turn on or you turn off, you only get charged for those services. It is as good as the water tap, right, at home. Basically, you turn on the tap, you get some water, you fill it for your demand, and you close it off, right, whenever you don't need it. So it is as good as your water tap or the electricity running at home. Pay for what you use. And as I said, automation and reusable components, because once you start your business, you want to focus on your businesses, right? You don't want to go into that headache of setting this up again and again. So automation and reusable components is very, very important. And we have those kind of services with us or softwares with us where you can use those softwares and automate your business tasks. So I'll give you some good examples of our customers, right? And this is all about the education customers. I'm not even talking about different customers. These are all education customers around the world, and these are just few. To be honest, if I start actually listing all of my customers, I could have more than 100 slides. But these are just few. Very prominent over here are Byju's. There is New York universities. There is Pearson. Very, very famous institutes and universities who are using this AWS platform. You talk about Swiggy. Swiggy is on AWS as well, right? So I gave you some examples at the start as well, but these are some different examples. Then there are University of Chicago, you call Udemy, Dreambox, very, very famous customers which are on AWS. and they have actually building their websites on AWS. So I'll give you some success stories, right? What do customers run on AWS? These are few customers. Capgemini is the big company. They have headquarters back in Europe, but they have a good number of people, more than 1 lakh people in India as well. And they actually provide all the consulting businesses, right? Then Samsung is on AWS, and the third one is a Shell. This is a company, a petroleum company, which is more of like we have the HP Petroleum, right? In India, it's a Shell which is based out of US, and they are all have their customers, their websites, their applications running on AWS. So what Samsung does, Samsung has some smart TV hub site. They have made their applications on AWS, and what they found was they actually saved 34 million US dollars by actually moving their entire applications and systems on AWS. How did they save? So they save by eliminating the capex. And what do I mean by that? So initially they had huge servers, like thousands and thousands of square feet of servers and warehouses where they have installed their servers on it, right? Uh, by actually removing all of that stuff, they saved a lot of money, because that's a real estate, right? You have to buy that land, you have to put that warehouses, you have to put cooling inside it, you have to put all the cablings, and you have to tie up all the servers to talk to each other. So they removed that effort and they moved to AWS, and they actually saved more than $34 million in their cost by moving to AWS. Now they can use this $34 million in their business. Then we have some media applications. I talked about Netflix, right? Netflix is entirely built on AWS. So today, Netflix has 25% of US internet traffic. Imagine, like 25, that is a quarter of the entire population of US is actually on Netflix. It has more than 26 million of subscribers. They are approximately 100% on AWS. And they have built everything, like their entire streaming platform, all their videos, all their apps, everything is on AWS. Then we have a few customers like NASA, Razorfish, and Harvard Medical School. Even they are doing on AWS. What are they doing exactly? They're doing some applications called as big data, high performance computing, analytics on AWS. So let's see what NASA is doing. So NASA is basically processing all this space images, the extraterrestrial images, or the images for different planets. They actually bring that on AWS environments, and they do various kind of analysis, various kinds of high performance computing, various kinds of research using AWS services, right? So we have those kind of machine learning services which can help you detect those things or analyze those things which your business needs. Then I'll talk about a bit of cloud computing myths, right? What is so people say cloud is not reliable. People say, if you put your data on cloud, your data will get lost, right? But that is not true, okay? Because when we talk about cloud computing, we have like more than 6 or 7 data centers in Mumbai region, right? Where in Mumbai region, I don't know, but in Mumbai region. And imagine each of the data centers may be like tens and ten thousands of square kilometer, right, in area, and they have set up their servers, right? So likewise, those kind of data centers are there in 23 regions across the world. 23 regions across the world. When I say region, that is a geographic location. So we have, 6 different regions in US, 6 different regions in Europe. There is one in Singapore, there is one in Sydney, and there is in Tokyo, China, London, Ireland. You talk about all those cities, and you have those data centers already there. That means even if you put a data out there, the probability of data getting lost is very, very minimal. For example, I think everyone would have heard about Dropbox, right? Dropbox is nothing but where you actually store your files, your media files, your images, right? So it is nothing but it is built on top of Amazon S3. Now, what is Amazon S3? Amazon S3 is nothing where you store your files. Okay, S3 means simple storage service. S3, simple storage service. Now, when you put your data in Amazon S3, maybe some video files, maybe your photos or images or PDFs or text files or Word documents, the probability of your data getting lost is 1 in 10,000 years. So imagine that is the kind of durability we are providing you. That means your data will not get lost, right? Your servers will not go down. Your machine learning services will work. We have cutting edge AI ML services. We have IoT services. We have robotics. We have AR VR. There is so much of stuff out there on AWS, and it is very reliable. Then about security and privacy, people think, okay, cloud is not secure. My data will get leaked, or my data will get hacked, or someone will come and take my data, which is not true. Imagine NASA. Okay, NASA, who is our customer, they are so very security adamant, right? They would require a number one security. So, so if those customers can come to AWS, we provide those kind of security tools and features and softwares so that your data doesn't get lost or leaked or get hacked, right? We have so many certifications achieved or so many audits which happens in our AWS services, so that your data is very secure, right? There are so many things which you can do, or you have heard about encryption. You can actually encrypt your entire data. You have heard about Amazon.com. Amazon.com is entirely on AWS. They run their business. So imagine there is millions of transactions happening each and every day. There are security payments happening, credit card payments happening, net banking happening on Amazon.com. And imagine if any of the data gets leaked out, it's such a big, massive impact on Amazon.com. But because of AWS, those are kind of protected, right? And those are very reliable to use. Then it says, someone says we have a private cloud as well, and someone says it is as same as I have a cloud at my maybe I have built my own cloud, but that is not true. People when say, okay, I can build a private cloud for you, you need to ask them a question. Can you scale, elastically? Can you scale infinitely? If I need one server today for 1 hour, and in the next 10 minutes I need 100 servers, can you give me that kind of capability? Do I need to have an entire room or maybe an entire area to build my servers on top of it? Do you need that? Right? If they say yes, then it is not cloud. Do you still manage your infrastructure? If yes, it's still not cloud. Do you need to pay for those services upfront, or is there any commitment, or is there any contracts, right? If you have those, then that is not the cloud, right? People can say variety things about all of these clouds, but that is not true. So there are many customers who come to us saying, hey, I can't move everything to AWS because there is some confidential data which I want to keep it to myself. That is always fine. You can keep that confidential data with you, and you can start moving gradually on cloud, see your benefits, see your performance, and then actually evaluate your scenarios. That is the way you can actually move to the cloud, right? So that is what all about the AWS is. And people say, AWS or the cloud is the only advantage in the cost, but that is not true. You can have actually better resource management. As I said, you can actually move your business or start your business in less than a few dollars or few rupees, and actually scale gradually, right? You can start your websites very easily on cloud. So this was a bit about Amazon Web Services. Now I'll talk about why do you have to actually learn this cloud computing, right? So if you want to grow your career in cloud computing, you would always think, okay, what is there for me? Okay, Do I have better jobs? Do I have better prospects? Do I have a right career path? Do I have a good professional career after learning this cloud? Exactly, yes, because there are so many companies right now which is moving to AWS and building their solutions on top of it, and they need people. They literally need people. So according to one of the stat, uh, by 2022, there would be approximately $3 billion of cloud computing jobs around the world. And only in India, there would be more than 10 million jobs. 10 million jobs by 2022 in this cloud computing world, right? So today's 2020, by the time you graduate, there would be so many jobs, there would be so many companies on cloud, and they would need people, right? You would ask me what kind of title I would get by learning this, or what kind of roles and job descriptions and designation I would get by getting into this cloud computing world. So you have cloud developers, you have cloud support associates, you can be a machine learning engineer, you can be an cloud AI engineer, you can be a solutions architect like me, right? And there are so many different career paths in this cloud computing world. As I said, if you're looking for uh, a unique domain, like maybe if you want to work in education sector, you have all the edtech companies working on AWS. If you want to go in more of an media and entertainment, you look at these news channels, right? They are using our AWS services. You look at Sony Live, you talk about Z, you talk about Hotstar. These are all big media companies out in India who are looking for this cloud specialist roles. If you're looking for more of healthcare companies, we have many different healthcare companies out there who are actually on AWS and who are using AWS services. I can give you one more good example. You might be watching F1, right? The Formula One, the racing car, right? Which happens every month. Now, they are using Amazon Web Services to actually determine who is going to overtake who in how much time. And that basically happens in real time. And the next time when you actually watch that Formula One racing, you would see, those kind of statistics is being laid on your TV screens on the right or the bottom of your TV screen, right? So look at that power, right? Giving you all those prediction, all those information in real time using Amazon Web Services machine learning softwares, which we have it, right? So if you want to work in those kind of sporting directories or sporting companies, you have it, right? If you want to come and work for Amazon Web Services, you have that career path as well. So and why you should learn Amazon Web Services is because we have more than 200 services right now, which none of the cloud provider in across the world have it. We are the oldest cloud company. We have a heritage of more than 16 years working in this cloud domain. If you want to work in some of the biggest companies in this entire world, they are all on AWS. We have more than 1 million active customers on AWS. So that is the reason you would actually want to work with Amazon Web Services. So I'll conclude my presentation over here. And I would like to see if you have any questions and if I can help you with any of the questions you have.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Chirag. This has been such an interesting and informative talk. You did the students a big favor by guiding them the knowledge in the cloud, which can help them to compete in the global marketplace. I'm sure students will have a lot of takeaways for deciding about their career pathways. Thank you so much for the knowledge shared today. So we can take few questions now. One of the questions that I'm going to start with is, how can the student tap into companies like Amazon using their capability? What core skills do you think they should concentrate on?
Right, that's a great question, I would say. So the core skills what you need is a bit of programming. You obviously need a bit of programming. Along with that, if you can get this the cloud computing knowledge, that would be great. Once you get this cloud computing knowledge, you can do certifications. Obviously, because this is a certified course, offered by NIET, that means, you get that right career path. You learn those right things when you get into this NIET course, right? So that actually, forms a basis for you. I'll give you my example, right? Uh, I literally didn't study anything about cloud computing when I went to US. Okay, I just studied everything about software engineering. Okay, so I think you guys are really fortunate because NIT has come up with such a great program with cloud computing, and that actually forms a great platform for you. So when I went to US, I actually studied all the software engineering. I never had any certifications. I studied everything on my own, and then I got into this Amazon. So what you need to do is have a couple of programming languages in your bucket. Do this course with NIT and show your skills, right? Show your passion when you go for the interviews. And there are a lot of entry level interviews which are happening right now in Amazon. So that actually can be a great career path for you.
Thank you for your answer and your advices. Another question would be, what are the benefits which companies automatically attain when they move on to the cloud?
Right. So I think the biggest benefit is the cost, right? What you want is to save your money, to save your dollar, right? As I said, if there is a company, if you want to start maybe like a Flipkart or Amazon.com, you need a lot of servers, right? Servers to deploy your websites, to do some machine learning, to do some artificial intelligence, to store, right? And for that reason, you need a lot of stuff. If you want to build a mobile development, you want to do testing, those kind of services you need. Now, if you want to start something like that, you would actually build your entire data center with all of those servers, put that much of cost, have that infrastructure, or save all that money, go on to AWS, buy directly a few servers, start your business at a low cost, see how your business is growing, invest that money into the right things, right? And go really and go ahead. So that is the thing you will get when you start moving to the cloud. I'll give you one good example of this COVID pandemic, right? Right now, the engineering students or the 11 12 students who have taken computer science or computer labs, they cannot execute computer labs right now, right? All the colleges, how would you do that sitting at home? So we have those capabilities, we have those softwares where you can go actually on a browser, start our softwares, and can do all your labs. And all your labs can actually be monitored by your teachers. So we are doing nothing but virtual labs. Now it is all browser based. You're not actually installing anything. There are no licenses included. Okay, you just have to put your username, password, and start doing your labs, finish your assignments, and that's it. And teacher can go into your system and monitor it. So this is what you can achieve using cloud computing.
Yes, Mr. Chirag, and I would want to update you that we also have a partnership with AWS, and we are now, our students can also work over the cloud. We are in a process of giving them IDs, and then they can do their labs on the cloud. They can have their virtual machines. They can do all the experiments in the virtual lab now. So that's a good thing.
That's great. Yeah, that's super exciting.
Yeah. So, Mr. Like, how important a data is. What do you think data and cloud can be related? Can you explain the integration of these two terms, data and the cloud?
So yeah, as I said, right, what people think about cloud is nothing but a way to store your data, right? But as I said, it is much more than a data. You are just not putting a data, but you can do so many things. Maybe you have an Apple phones, or maybe you have a Samsung, right? Where you put a data on the cloud, or Samsung cloud, or Apple cloud, and your data resides there. But this is just not about data, right? It has many different servers. You can do mobile development, you can do application development, you can do artificial intelligence, you can do IoTs, you can do so many things, right? And use this data. You can do big data, you can do analytics, you can do high performance computing, all your research work that can be done. So basically, you can use that data with those servers efficiently, where you're not spending much more on that. You're efficiently using it. You're getting a right performance for it. you can quickly do it, right, with the right amount of servers and with the lowest money possible. And you can quickly come up with all of your applications, the business needs, right? So imagine Amazon.com actually using all of those data to actually recommend a new product. How are they doing it? So today, when you actually sign up for Amazon.com, okay, your entire profile history is being saved on the cloud, right? The next time when you buy some product or when you view a product, okay, you would see some recommendations at the below of your website or of your login panel, right? How do they do that? So basically, they take your data, okay, they run some machine learning algorithms on top of it, which AWS, they uses AWS to run their machine learning algorithms, and then they give you that recommendation. So this is how they use that data in the cloud.
Okay, thanks for simplifying. I'm sure the participants is clear with the idea now. So I have one more. I've just received one question from one of our participant, Ms. Nisha. Let us look at the other side of the coin. Is there any disadvantage of using a cloud or its storage?
As such, I don't see a disadvantage, using a cloud as a storage. I'll give you my personal experience. Okay, last week, my laptop was kind of dead. Okay, and I had to go for a meeting. Okay, virtually, because my laptop was not there, my files were not there. Okay, I was like completely shattered because all my files were gone. Now, if I would have taken the backup, okay, and put my data onto the cloud, okay, I would have easily took this data onto my different laptop. Because I never took a backup, I never had this data on the cloud. I literally struggled for 2 days to get my laptop up and running, right? So these are the biggest advantages of having the cloud, right? You can easily take your data, put it back up on the cloud, and use it whenever you want, right? So I don't see having any kind of disadvantages until and unless you start using unethically, which I don't see a reason to use in that way.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know your opinion on this question. Mr. Chirag, do you think does the cloud have any negative impact on jobs as well?
I don't think so, because if you see, people are moving into more of a business innovation direction, right? People want to innovate faster. um, if you are still in the traditional company, you would actually put all your energy and resources in managing those servers. But right now, what people are doing is they are upskilling their workers and they're innovating in their business. They're coming up with new ideas, new technologies, right? And to innovate at that pace, you require cloud. Okay, you require this kind of technologies where you can do R&D, where you can fail fast. So I think cloud would be the biggest differentiator in your business, to move faster, to go to market fast, to grow your business, and to become a differentiator amongst your competitors.
Yeah, thanks for the answer. Um, you know, our students are from different economic and social backgrounds, so they must be facing a lot of challenges in their professional career. So, is there any advice that you want to give to these youngsters who are starting their professional education now, how to tackle the challenges, and or anything if you want to comment on that?
I think cloud computing is something which anyone can study, right? Literally anyone. I have seen my teammates. They are not even from maybe say computer science background, but they have done a great job. Even I could see there are so many people at Amazon. Okay, because everything is now skill based. If you have the right skill, you can achieve that career path, right? And I'm sure what I've seen with NIT and their course curriculum is they are going to have a great partnership, right? Along with AWS and along with you guys, like all the students, you're going to have the right guidance, what you need to study, have the right projects, have the right tools to study all these different materials. And once you actually tick those check boxes, then it should be good. You don't have to worry about saying, okay, I need to know this many things or I need to know those many things. No, there are no such prerequisites. There are completely no such prerequisites for that.
Great, thanks for the advices. I'm sure this conversation has answered many similar type of questions of our for our attendees. So thank you, Mr. Chirag. We are so grateful for your time to share your thoughts and experiences. We essentially do not want to tell our students on what to do, but to tell enticing ideas and channelize them to take right decisions. Your thoughts would truly inspire the students to follow the right path. It's a win-win situation for both of us, for educators, for education and industries. So thanks for the amazing clarity you gave us. Thank you for the wonderful session.
Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for taking out time for this series. Thank you again, Priyanka ma'am. Thank you everyone. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Thank you. So I hope you all have enjoyed the session. We'll be sending you the webinar recordings along with the feedback form soon, and as well as the e-certificate for the participation within a week. I would also like to update you that we'll have our next webinar of Career Series 2020 after 1 week's break, and we'll be back with more interesting topics in a row. So please subscribe to NIT on YouTube and Facebook for more updates. Thank you for your questions, comments, participation. Hope to see you soon again. Take care. Bye-bye.
I'm from TCS.
I'm from Wipro.
We are from NIET.
Join number one ranked institute, NIET Greater Noida. Get future ready.